I just want to quickly say before we start, thank you everyone for coming, even though this was incredibly disorganized and terrible. Thank you for bearing with me and everything. Yeah, thanks. Cool.
Babe, it's
We
a
love you,
read through.
Smurfy.
Have you seen read throughs? They're always messy, and that's what makes them so funny.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hooray. All right. For like the fourth, maybe fifth time, are we all ready?
Yes, man.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
All the ways.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Okay, this is Synergy episode 1. Here we go again.
Ah.
5. See Synergy. Woo! Exterior, Orifice City, day. Fade into an establishing shot of Orifice City. On the surface, the city seems like any normal place for anyone to live in. In voiceover, we hear the voice of an interviewer on the city's morning talk show.
Good morning, Orifice City!
Interior city streets, montage. Cut to the everyday city streets. Some people are talking with one another. Some are walking to work. And some are flying above the streets, like Superman, but without any fancy tie suits.
It's a new day for newer possibilities. Joining me today for an exclusive interview is ex-military captain Duncan Silvers.
As we cut between the normal and a series of supernatural occurrences, it's obvious that this is not a normal place. Regardless, everyone proceeds with their everyday lives. The interviewer continues.
Silvers, we brought you today as we reach a 2.5-year milestone since the Vertex War. Care to share your thoughts?
Many people, civilians and veterans alike, are still anxious, confused, and angry at the sudden conflict. And they have every right to be. But we fought for resolution, and should feel fortunate that the war didn't last as long as it might have. Yet, somehow, this one left a tremendous impact. On me, at least.
In what way?
It was unlike any war I ever dealt with. No one expected this conflict to come from one of the most inspiring teams in the country. And now, look where it got them. They disbanded and disappeared, and their legacy has been tarnished. It's pitiful, really. I don't entirely believe Vertex deserved the backlash they received.
Entirely?
I prefer not to elaborate.
No problem. Have you been able to adjust to regular life since retirement?
It's been extremely difficult. I always feel on edge. But I am forever indebted to my loving wife to ground me when I need it the most. If I can't find peace for myself, I can only hope those who worked under my command can find it instead.
Interior Synergy Hero Base living room. Thomas is sitting on the couch in the living room watching TV. He's been watching the interview we've been hearing.
Well, I think I can speak for everyone that we appreciate your service.
Thank you.
He gets a text on his phone and checks.
Just stopped a robber. Feeling good. Though I really thought the dude was some kind of drug dealer.
He smirks at the comment, texting back.
Bruh, he's dressed like one too.
Perhaps you can indulge us with one of your favorite memories in the military?
Most of that is classified.
Keeping yourself in a mysterious light, huh?
Adrian enters from another room and sees Thomas. He approaches, looking at the TV.
Isn't that your old captain?
Yep,
Thomas picks up the remote and pauses the TV.
he's not happy to be there.
Really?
He's never been a vulnerable kind of guy.
Oh, at least he can act interested.
Jealous?
Thomas turns back, his gaze falling on Duncan.
I don't even get why he even agreed to be there.
He's publicly obligated, I guess. It doesn't seem to be the worst thing in the world, though he's genuine and wants what's best for everyone.
Sounds oddly familiar.
Yeah, but we don't get interview requests.
I can live with that.
I don't mind either, but, it's only because people don't expect anything great coming out of us.
I mean, I think I'd rather take down some ragtag wannabe supervillains than catch a meteor with my bare hands or something.
Yeah, but since we aren't on that level of superiority, are we letting people down?
Hey, check it. Sonya just sent me this.
Thomas shows Adrian the same text Sonya had sent him.
See? This is the kind of life I like. Not being on the news, not being praised all the time, just doing something good and having some fun. And even if only some people recognize it, It makes the job worthwhile. So don't let your head go spinning like that, man.
Adrian lets out a small chuckle, nodding. Thomas smiles back to his friend, but soon feels his phone vibrate. The two receive a text from someone named Max.
We received a new assignment. Come down to the lab.
The two exchange a look. Adrian's worried, but Thomas is nonchalant about it. Here we go again. I said the title of the thing. Roll the credits. Interior, Synergy Hero Base, Lab. Thomas and Adrian walk down one more set of stairs before they approach Max and Iris.
The cavalry has arrived.
And they sure like to take their time.
It's a little thing called presentation, my friend.
Respect.
Adrian chuckles at the goofy exchange. Max, a grump, is left unamused, but he's not annoyed, just used to it.
Police are requesting we investigate a company called X-Cut Labs.
Iris creates a hologram from her hand. It acts like a projector screen as she taps several pop-ups and swipes through a bunch of documents and images to show the others.
Apparently this place has been around for a few months. Like, look at it. It has its own campus and everything, but somehow there's the feeling they're up to something illegal. So that's where we come in, evidently.
Iris?
Right. There has been reports about a strange whooshing coming from the building. Odd lights in the middle of the night, strange vehicles coming in. Strange vehicles coming and going. Damn it, I really messed up. It's like...
They're coming and going and never ending.
I'm sorry. Okay. Right. There have been reports about a strange whooshing coming from the building. Odd lights in the middle of the night. Strange vehicles coming and going. Things that are screaming. We have a secret supernatural project in the works, and that's pretty suspicious activity if you ask me.
We'll have to act at night. That's when the least people will be there. I recommend one of you to infiltrate and the other to be the lookout.
Well, man, want to call the shots?
What? Me?
Sure, it's been a minute since you took the reins.
Adrian looks down to think for a beat. He takes a deep breath and nods to himself.
All right, I'll infiltrate.
Thomas nods. Iris and Max's eyes widen. They look at each other. They turn back to Adrian. Iris has a surprised smile, and Max tense. Max approaches Adrian.
Are you sure? You don't have to force yourself.
I know. Don't worry. I'll be okay.
Woo! Adrian, my guy, let's go!
Iris laughs at the situation, and Max lets out a sigh. Yeah, they'll be fine. Spoiler alert. They were not
last
flying.
word. They blow up.
Famous last word.
Here we go again.
Here
we go again.
Exterior, X-Cut Labs, forest, evening. Time cut. The sound of wind flow through the dark leaves as cherry blossoms flow through the air. Sorry.
Hey, yo.
That was the sound effect
New
for
ship?
the wind blowing through the
That
leaves.
was Thomas and Adrian trudge carefully and find the building in the distance. The building was covered in cement and layers of metal. It is well put together for the most part, though. The two turn to face each other. We're able to see that both of them are wearing an earpiece.
Thanks for the AirPods. You ready?
See you on the other side.
They split up, Thomas heading to the parking lot by the main entrance and Adrian making his way towards the back. Adrian sneaks past the windows and finds a vent high on the wall next to a tree branch. Adrian pulls out his sword and stabs it into the side of a tree. He steps on the handle and jumps to the top of the branch. Using his feet as hooks, he swings upside down to grab his sword again. He sits back up, looking at the vent. With a few nudges and pushes, he eventually gets the vent open. Interior, X-Cut Labs, vent. Among Us vent. Okay.
Gosh.
I swear Among Us
Dr.
was
B,
4 years ago,
emergency.
bro.
And then crawls through the metal tunnel. Murmurs and muffled conversations can be heard all around him. Yes, that was very murmur, thank you. He tries making these noises, but at the same time wants to have an idea of how many people are in this building, the possible amount of danger he's putting himself in. He pauses to take a shaky breath.
Adrian, come in.
Ah, jeez.
Adrian quickly backs up and checks through the vent to see if anyone noticed. Luckily, it's a busy night. He sighs in relief.
Did I catch you at a bad time?
No, it's fine. It's fine. What's up?
So I counted 32 cars.
Yeah, This is a bit more than I was hoping for.
Hey, could be worse, but don't sweat it just yet. I had to check through the windows and workers seem pretty dispersed out through the building. Just keep going, man. You got this.
Adrian nods and continues crawling. The deeper he goes into the building, the quieter it gets. Then something catches his eye. Unlike most of the vents that filled the tunnel with light, this one is dark. It leads to an empty office. He can make out some files, boxes, and a spilled mug of tea. Adrian pushes down on the vent.
Not the tea! I'm so sorry. Not the tea!
Did someone just get stabbed? What the hell?
Listen, bro, I'm Turkish. Losing a mug of tea is like losing a family member to me.
Oh, you gotta be a bit more dramatic than like, no, the tea!
It would fit in well at the south then.
The tea has been spilled! Adrian pushes down on the vent to get it open. Once it swings free, he freezes for a little and he looks around. He sighs and hops down. Interior X-Cut Labs office. Adrian lands near the front door of the office. Besides him is a shelf covered in similar equipment as the lab back at the base. Adrian approaches the table to inspect it. He picks up a beaker to see purple flakings floating at the center. Right next to the beakers is a faceting cutting machine, a device used for cutting gems. Yes, I had to look that up. Adrian picks up a clipboard.
Entry 175. We've reached a breakthrough. The team has discovered the proper formula that stabilizes and reacts properly with the crystallite source. Tomorrow, we can put the gem to the proper test in the prototype. Prototype?
Adrian unclips the paper, folds it up, and puts it in his mouth, and he eats it. He has consumed this information.
And then dies. It was poisoned.
Damn.
It is exactly how it works. Yeah.
I don't think that's healthy, personally. I don't got no PhD, but I don't think that's healthy.
Are you not a paper eater?
Gotta get this fiber somehow.
Wow!
Wow, okay.
Adrian unclips the paper, folds it up, and places it inside his pocket of his sweatshirt.
Thomas,
Adrian cuts himself off as he faces the wall. There are posters, and one stands out like a sore thumb. Project Crystal Cannon Beta Design, with a full-on diagram of the supposed weapon. There is a gem at the very end of the contraption, acting as a muzzle. Adrian is stunned.
Adrian, you cut out. Can you say that again?
This is insane.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm coming out now.
Adrian reaches for the poster to add to his collection, but he jumps at the sound of the door opening. He turns to make eye contact with 3 scientists. Oh wait, I forgot Wiz can't curse. Hold on, give me a second.
Who the flip are you?
I was like, my bad.
Who the heck are you?
Scientist 1 whips out a sword and charges at Adrian. Adrian whips out his sword in response and parries the slash. He steps to the side and kicks Scientist 1 into a wall. The other 2 scientists stumble back, caught off guard. Adrian notices this and charges right through them. He makes a dash down the hallway.
Hey!
Get back here!
Scientist 1 slowly picks himself up, creating a hologram similar to Iris back at the base. He presses a digital button and the alarms of the lab go off. Uh-oh. Exterior X-Cut Labs, forest. Thomas is still hiding by the main door and watching through the windows when he flinches at the sound of the alarms going off. He sees the scientists look around and start running to find the site of trouble.
Oh no.
Oh no. No, I thought that was Adrian. I
That
read
is
wrong.
not...
Where are the
My
Adrian.
V, boys. My V.
Thomas quickly runs to the main door. He has to find Adrian, who is not here, not next to him. Exterior X-Cut Labs, main lobby, continuous. Thomas kicks down the door using his foot, crackling with lightning. The scientists turn to him. Is he the threat? Probably. Some pull out their weapons. The best he can do is be a distraction. He knew it would take too much time to push through all of them to get to Adrian.
This might take a while.
Thomas rolls up his sleeves. His hands and forearms start to glow light blue, and an electric energy surrounds them. He charges at the scientists. Interior hallway. Adrian continues to sprint down the hall, the 2 scientists not too far behind. Adrian runs past the head scientist, not even noticing his presence at first. The head scientist shakes his head, disappointed. He pulls out a gun. What? Much more effective.
He pulls
got a
down
Glock
an
in my
AK-47.
He shoots a bullet and hits Adrian right in the chest. Scientists 2 and 3 stop in their tracks next to the head scientist, relieved. Scientist 1 also manages to catch up to the rest of the team.
Oh, so close. No hard feelings. Really. But we can't afford any rats to scurry in our facilities.
The head scientist motions the three to get back to work. They don't check to see whether or not Adrian has stolen anything. They see he's badly injured and therefore no longer a threat. We cut back to Adrian. His ears are ringing and his breathing is growing heavier. He starts to hear muffled sounds of gunfire, explosions, and shouting. His eyes shake as he looks at the blood on the floor. From his point of view, we see quick flashes of his moments during the war, on the battlefield, at a military camp, in the infirmary, holding a friend as they die in his arms. Something snaps in Adrian.
Purge this rodent at once. You idiots! Do I have to be any more blunt? Kill him!
Scientist 1 coughs and weakly looks up. Never mind, he totally died.
He looked up and died immediately.
Died. The end. It's Wiz!
Sorry, don't. No, okay. Ruined everything.
Adrian ignores him. He is distracted and exhausted from his ordeal. His eyes flicker as the world around him grows quieter and quieter. We hear faint footsteps rapidly approaching and someone shouting.
Adrian? Adrian!
Adrian falls forward, but Thomas reaches him just in time. Thomas is covered in small bruises and cuts, but he is relieved his friend is alive and safe. And then they kiss.
And they were roommates.
Mwah.
Yo.
Back.
Oh, sorry. Kids, my bad.
That is.
My bad. I got a bit excited.
Good, bros.
Yo.
You said that they
Canon?
kissed, not that they cannibalized on
Canon?
each other. Jesus Christ.
You got
Listen,
excited,
you call it
man.
cannibalism, I call it passion.
Hey, it's just boys being boys.
Okay.
Yeah! Interior, Synergy Hero Base, Lab, Night. Time cut. Adrian's unconscious body is propped on the reclining chair, similar to a dentist chair. The whole team is looking from across the room. Thomas, Max, Iris, even Sonya, and the two other people from the city. They are all experienced combat veterans, but of course they are concerned.
What happened back there?
Things got way more complicated than we expected.
Hey, you both did great.
Thomas nods, grateful. He holds up his hand, and we see he is now in possession of the gem.
I'm still pretty confused about what the deal with this thing is.
I've never seen a purple gem like this before.
Yeah, it's almost like...
Thomas trails off. His expression tenses as he dwindles on the thought, or rather, memory. He shakes his head.
Never mind.
So, this is what X-Cut Labs is head over heels for. I mean, the color's cute, but what does it do?
I'm not sure, but I don't think they exactly knew either.
Max shows Thomas and Iris the unfolded piece of paper Adrian took from earlier.
I found this in Adrian's sweatshirt. My assumption is the lab was going to attempt to weaponize the gem, but if they needed chemicals to stabilize it, that means the gem was never meant to be harmful in the first place.
Dang, a super weapon? It's crazy.
Well, what happens to them now?
I've already informed the mayor. We shut the company down and send the police to arrest them.
That's the best thing I've heard all night.
Adrian groans slightly as his body starts to shift. He opens his eyes. Groggy, he pushes himself up slowly. Iris notices.
Guys, he's awake.
The trio turn to Adrian, who rubs his head in pain.
What happened?
Hey, Adrian. Every night, You're back at the base.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, just a headache. That's all.
But you.
Thomas's voice trails off. Adrian looks down and sees the hole in his shirt. His face tenses, but he looks back to Thomas.
I'm fine, really. Thanks for getting me out of there.
I'm proud of you, man.
Adrian is comforted, and he sees the gem in Thomas's hand.
What are we gonna do with that?
I don't know.
Thomas turns to Max for recommendations. He thinks for a moment.
We should study the object ourselves to discover its capabilities. Once we do, we'll plan our next course of action, whether that is safeguard it or destroy it. In the meantime, however, you need to rest.
Want us to get you anything?
No need, but thanks.
All right. We'll give you some space.
You better get well soon.
He died.
He didn't get well.
He died.
I'm sorry, I was going down into the thing.
Okay, Chad, he
My
very
bad.
much in fact did not get better. He actually died.
I'm sorry.
All right. We'll give you some space.
You better get better soon.
I will.
Night, Adrian.
Iris and Thomas wave as they and Max head out of the lab. Adrian waves back and lies down on his back. Thomas closes the door, but his hand doesn't pull away from the door handle. He didn't know what to feel at the moment. His friend just got shot, and he could have done more. Maybe they should have infiltrated together instead of him standing outside alone. Max comes back into the frame, tapping Thomas on the shoulder. They share a... Did you just slap?
Damn.
That is not a
Jesus
thing.
My shoulder dislocates.
They share a glance, silently communicating. Thomas smiles a little and nods, following Max and Iris off screen. To be continued.
Very
We've
funny
reached
joke.
the end. We've done it.
I'm sorry. Did you say silent communicating? They're communicating.
It's over.
Over.
Successful read?
Yeah.
Yeah, W read.